Hey guys, this is SF and welcome to Random Talk Sundays. This week, I'll be berry farming for Miss Harley X. I don't have a second gold berry or any berry for that matter onto her, and basically that's basically it for this week. There's not much in terms of farming, although I haven't finished Sima Yi and Mengwell as of now. I've been a little bit lazy, and some of the times were not really working out for me, and I didn't really want to stay up or sleep in or stay up or wake up early. But I'm pretty close. I only need 10 for Sima Yi and then like 10-15ish for Mengwao, so I'm on pace because although the Christmas monsters are coming on Friday, well Saturday morning, and I'm recording this on Friday as per usual, and in that sense I'm kind of behind because I usually, I finish a series and then I wait for the next series to come up. But this one is a little bit different because I'm almost finished one series and then the second one coming up. But in terms of the monsters, they're not bad. Mary is the Christmas version of Dao-chan, and basically a better fire version of of thing. And there is a phone call, and let's just clear it. Anyways, phone call, and that was pretty much nothing. But either way, Christmas Dao-chan is a very okay monster. No warp, no gravity barrier, just like the evolved one. But her strike shot is a 16-turn strike shot, which is really crazy. Like, just from ability, strike shot wise, and bump combo is the same like shockwave, normal shockwave, not a pierce wave. It's a little bit lacking in terms of that department, but everything else is really strong. I guess stats she's a little bit low on HP and stuff like that, but she is a pierce monster, so you can easily get that command strike shot off really easily. So it's kind of like an improved version of the wood one. Of course, it's a little bit better, but Dao-chan, the normal one, is really good for Ninai Kanai. So if they made the normal wood Dao-chan like just as good as the fire one, then Ninai Kanai will be really, really easy, in my opinion. And you want to have some variety as well. And then Tonako, which is the Christmas version of Ki. Kind of different from the normal Ki because different Slayer. It's a Mech Slayer M. She gets a null, which is a null warp. Strike shot's the same, and then bump combo gets improvement in terms of, instead of spread shot XL3, it is rebound spread XL3. So you get more chances to hit a spread shot, although it's not like crazy good as a bump combo. It's a little bit of improvement. It's like a 0.5 improvement instead of like a 1 if you compare it to like a spread piercer or something like that. So that's not bad. Let's strike shot because I'm lazy. I don't want to deal with this stage. This stage is a little bit sketchy. And 1.8 for the first gear. If you guys seen the monster of the week for Harley X, it does 3 million onto the weak spot. First gear 1.8 right there in very easily, and it is a 25-turn strike shot. But with the strike shot reducer, it's really good. It's really easy and all that stuff. And it's good for the time trials as well, just because I can just get a strike shot really easily, and if I'm in good position and all that stuff. And last stage, hopefully I finish relatively quickly. I don't really want to waste more stamina because I'll be really low on ores in a few hours, aka the movie hatcher, because that's coming in a few hours and I'll be rolling. And I'm pretty sure you guys will know the result when this comes up, and I'll be either really happy or really sad. And for people are, people are, have their own views about this hatcher in itself, because Oregon is not really OP. The rest of the monsters are, yeah, you can get them regularly. It's just for the art and stuff like that. But here's my point of view of things. So why I want to roll this hatcher. Number one, Epica. Epica is a 5-star monster. So with all these new dungeons with 5-star only monsters that you can for those dungeons, for those limited, restricted rules or whatever, that's one reason. Epica is a very nice monster. Minesweeper, no gravity barrier, 2-turn delay, and then plasma bomb. So basically like Leviathan, but different abilities and a different bump combo. But water, very strong and all that stuff. So that's one reason. Because I'm pretty sure there's going to be a monster. I'm not gonna eat the second one because I want more mornings. And since I'm aiming for a gold berry, it doesn't really matter. That's one reason. Second reason, of course, this is not really for me. It's more like for some people, artwork and the voice actors. Voice actors, the voice actors for the movie specifically will be in there. For most people, it's going to be Mizuki Nana. For Arthur, Mizuki Nana, she does a lot of stuff. She does a lot of voice acting, but I think the most famous one is her in Naruto, which is Hinata. She is Hinata for Naruto, so that's really special. And of course, that's the only place you can get her voice in the game. So if you're a Mizuki Nana fan or like voice actor fan, then that's one more reason. That's not really for me. And second, third, why people have their own, like, don't really want to roll the movie hatcher is because the year end is coming, and if Mixie sticks to the history of Mixie of Monster Strike, then there is going to be a super OP monster for 2017 January 1st in the Legends hatcher. And 2 years ago it was Lucy, and the year before that it was Gabrielle. So everybody's saving orbs for that. My view on that is, for that hatcher, if that ever happens, if it actually happens, Mixie can throw a curveball at us and all that stuff, is those monsters can always come back. Whatever that OP monster is, that monster will always be back. But monsters in the movie hatcher will never come back. Like, even if they do a sequel or another movie, I doubt they will ever come back. Like, Oregon, the 6-star Oregon will never come back, because that's the only place you can get that hatcher monster. And it has been shown in history that Mixie will never bring back hatcher monsters for the most part. Of course, there are some exceptions with like collaborations coming back, but basically, Summer Alphas never came back. Halloween Alphas never came back. They just made new stuff, like new stuff for the for those specific seasons. So that's another reason, and most likely it'll never come back. And it's your only place to get Oregon. Although of course Oregon is not like super OP and stuff like that. But if you're want some variety, like collectors and all that stuff, then that's one good reason. Because every monster has a use. I've been saying that for pretty much all my Monster Strike career. They have a use, and even though they might not be the best monster, they have a use. And even now, like, there are some monsters creeping up. Karma has Bellstar. Bellstar is, in general, is a okay monster, but Karma is probably the first dungeon where Bellstar got some love from the community. Nobody really uses Bellstar because power type. Strike Shot is kind of situational. and stuff like that and all that stuff. People like Mamo better, although they have the same strike shot, because Mamo has two nulls, while Bellstar only has one null. But you know, with Karma, he becomes really crazy. He is really good. Of course, you've probably seen my Karma video, but you know, like, everybody will have a use, and that's why I think I am going to roll the Hatcher. Of course, if I'm not gonna go crazy, like spend like money on it. I do have Tower Orbs and stuff like that from this one's Hatcher and all that stuff, so I got some spendable orbs in there. And of course, you know, monthly I can get orbs from the tower, so I'm not that crazy worried about getting orbs, free orbs for that matter. Although it's not really free, you have to actually work for it. But you know, with the recent tower stuff, it's not that hard. Tower is not that hard anymore. Okay, last stage. Let's try to hit Okta with Harley. So I'm just not going to do anything with it, and let's see if I can one shot. Actually, there's going to hit some, but that's fine. I just moved Harley a little bit closer, which is not bad. But yeah, like I said, the OP monster, if there's going to be one, is always going to be coming back. And if I really think that is worth rolling and stuff like that, you know, I can always do it next month when I get Tower Orbs and stuff like that. So it's not that big of a deal. And this is a little sketchy, but it is a low speed, so yeah, 2.7 million without weak spot, and I did 2 hits. If you just go one straight at the weak spot, that's about 3 million, but 3 million on the hit. Without weak spot, you can get 2 hits, like right there, and that's 2.7 million. 2.7 million, so without the weak spot, and that is really crazy. That is super crazy. But speaking of Karma, I did beat it. If probably the video's up there, and I'll probably talk about. I didn't really record the commentary and stuff like that yet, but you know, I've been thinking, you know, it's the new power meta, like meta, you know, meta shifts. I think like this year, looking back, you know, there was Gabriel was there, you know, Nirai Kanai, all that stuff, really crazy and all that stuff. Then what really happened in the first half of 2016 in terms of Monster Strike? I don't really remember that much in terms of meta, but like recently, I guess I think before, I think like during that time it was like all laser stuff. So Arthur, Susano, like those lock-on lasers monsters were pretty much here. So like Susano was near the end of 2015, so that's why he's there. But like all the lock-on stuff, so they had to do a meta shift to laser barriers. And of course Loki was during June-ish. Loki was like May or June. So, and Loki was really crazy for that. But you know, lasers, lots of lasers, so that's when laser barriers starts becoming a norm. Starting with, I think it was starting with like Izanagi Zero, which was in the middle of 2016. And when you think about it, like holy crap, that's like relatively recent, impossible, but you know, it's been like a few months since then. But what else is there? Then they moved into Mines and Warps. Near like fall of 2016, and that's where you see like Roy's, you know, like Eden, no warps. What's a mine dungeon? Memento Mori is a mine dungeon, and even like the extremes and stuff like that have a lot of warps and mines. And that's when Lucy became really iffy for the most part. Lucy became iffy. Like even Gabriel started to fall off for a little bit. which is really crazy because they're like really OP monsters. But you know, Roy's, like there was like a time where all my friends were saying like, oh, it's another Roy's dungeon. You just stack Roy's and then like the whole dungeon's like pretty much dead. Then now it's all about power monsters with Karma and stuff like that, and even blocks. Like now it's like blocks and power monsters. Like there's a lot of block dungeons. It's kind of started with Skill Me 0, and then although block was not that important, but you know, at Colossal Yomi there were a lot of blocks there. I keep on trying to remember like block. And there are some extremes like Lady Lokujo was a no block monster. Like it took them a year to actually make block, like no block, an actual no ability. It took them a full year to make no block into like a respectable no ability, and even so people won't be considering no block into that big of a deal. But you know, Recoil was really good for a little while. Atlantis for Arcadia. You know, those types of monsters, no block monsters. But Arcadia, goddamn Arcadia. But now it's the power meta, in my opinion. So you know, recent power type monsters are really good. Satan, Lucifer, crazy quadruple slayer in your face, just doing a lot of damage. And then Eclipse. Well, I guess it started off with Eclipse being like a speed up, and like his strike shot was relatively good, and his bomb combo is good for mob clearing and stuff like that. And it works well with other power type monsters. He has the speed up, so speed up power types. Then there was Satan and Lucifer, which was, oh god dang it, I can't get the strike shot off because the shields are coming in. And now there's Harley and Harley X. And should I go for it? Let's just go for it. I'm pretty sure I won't do that much. Yeah, I didn't do that much. I need to actually hit the weak spot. Okay, there we go. I'm pretty sure, like, because that's only like the explosion. I'm pretty sure like I didn't really see the shield damage. I should have looked at the shield damage, but you guys can probably see the shield damage or play back it. But I'm pretty sure the shield took a lot of damage just from the hit from Harley, and then on top of the explosion. But anyways, power meta, Harley X. So there has been like, I should have strike shot, but there has been, you know, some people expecting like Lubu to be the New Year's monster, because you know that's the only major character from the Three Kingdoms like history to not be there. And you know, Lubu is a bulky type of guy, and so you know he could be a power type, but people want a new fire monster as the OP, and I don't think Lubu is a fire type of guy, a fire monster in that sense. He could be, but you know, most people have an image of him being a dark monster. But you know, there is some fire. You know, I forgot that that major battle with like something. I think one of the places was like a firewall or something like that, or the wall of something fire or whatever. And no golds are dropping. Holy crap! But yeah, fire monsters in general are relatively lacking in the OP department. You know, water monsters have Ralph, D'Artagnan, Susano. Wood has Gabrielle, and Nightingale is really strong as well. And then Light has Udi, God Striker, Royce, Arthur. Dark has now Satan, Lucifer, Lucy, Harley X. I think Harley X is a little bit better than Harley because it's easier to hit or easier to get damage off of Harley X's pump combo strike shot than normal Harley. But far, there's Roma, there's Himiko and stuff like that, but none of those two monsters are really good outside of their wood dungeons, outside of wood dungeons. But like Udi, really strong for for non-dark type monsters, non-dark type dungeons as well. Gabrielle, same thing. Rolf, same thing. Lucy, same thing. Harley X is gonna be like that. Satan's gonna be like that. Loki's gonna be like Loki's already like that. So they need like a monster that's super OP. Like fire monsters need something that's super OP that you can bring to non-wood dungeons as well. Like there is Mika, but Mika's not crazy strong. She does have two nulls like Udi, Heaven Udi, but her bump combo's not as great. Strike shot's not as great. She's just missing that little bit. But yeah, fire monsters need that. Some might consider Hanzo, but Hanzo, his strike shot's not really damage wise, it's more about defensive. And most of the OPs are more about damage. Mostly about damage, and his strike shots kind of falls off a little bit in that department. Although it's really good in terms of winning a dungeon, I would say, but I wouldn't say like all that stuff. And Rolf is good because recovery is really strong, and even with all the laser bears, her poison does something, and she has a 12 turn command strike shot that can do mob clear, stuff like that. So it's not that big of a demerit. Ooh, I missed my gauge, which is alright. Harley for the pinch. But yeah, I'm seeing Harley being used for a lot more now. More than, I guess she'll be your go-to in terms of no gravity barrier monsters. If you don't have anything really good, like with Slayer, no gravity barrier monsters, like for some extremes, you want to have a Slayer, and then with the no ability. But if you don't have a Slayer, then you just bring, and you have to choose between no gravity barrier monsters, then Harley X will be in the top 5-ish for most people, in my opinion. Just because you have that finisher of that strike shot. And you can always use it when you're in trouble, because for extreme monsters, most likely it's hard to take care of like most extreme monsters don't have 3 million in their HP bars, except for maybe the last one, but by then you'll be strike shotting the whole way and stuff like that. So that's always good. But yeah, Harley is going to be a go-to in the future, and but doesn't really synergize as well with abilities in terms of Eclipse. So maybe people will bring normal Harley with Eclipse, because you want to speed up your power monsters because they do a ton of damage in normal attacks. But maybe there's a lot of no gravity barrier speed up monsters. Sinbad. Like, I want to try Harley X in Hakua, but that's only if I can get to Hakua, because she's hard to get to. Okay, let's just strike shot PS this dungeon. Okay, let's see if I can get 2 hits on it. Oh, that is 2 hits. That is 2 hits on it. And the explosion does 490k from what I saw. So not bad. From 2 hits. 490k and 2 hits. I'm not that into the math in terms of legit numbers, but like real numbers. But I just mostly do it for like multiplies and stuff like that. But not bad. There's not much I can say really. It just does a lot. It just does a lot. Okay, Harley. Have to go up. This might be my final run. I'm running out of stamina, and you know, I do have my 0 stamina thing, but you know, I have nothing much else to talk about in general. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Flare OP. Flare OP. That finished her off. And please help me get a gold. Gold, please. Gold, please. Harley loves her gold. Good. Yes! Double gold! Legit! Now, if there's anything good on it. Sad face. Sad face. Let's see. Oh, S rank. But if it's anybody, like if it's a normal person, I would go for the double gold in terms of, because it's double kin strength, and one is class, one is bias. But S rank time is good for metal farming. Actually, whatever. Let's go this way, because class kin strength is a little bit more enticing for people that are looking at my friend list and stuff like that. Because only the first berry you select is that shows up on your friend list. Oh, it didn't show. God damn it. But I basically got 3k on top of her 50k attack. So that is good. That is good. Thank you very much. And that's going to be it for this week's Random Talk Sunday. Hopefully next week I'll be really happy from the movie Hatcher. Hopefully. But you know, hopefully we'll see next week of my results. Well, actually you'll see it probably tomorrow of my results of the Hatcher. And my stamina came back. That's legit. So I can probably berry farm for normal Harley sometime later on, or save it for extremes. But that's pretty much it for me. I hope you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.